It's the end of January and it's time for another crypto astrology update in which we are going to use the supreme and supernal arts of astrology applied to financial markets in order to decode and unlock and analyze what's going to happen on the crypto markets, which narratives are going to come up, which particular assets are going to be really interesting, and where is the market going to go to? How can you set yourself up to make the best of it? All this in this video, let's go. Hi folks, it's time for a crypto astrology update and check-in. So far so good. Things have been going according to plan. Trump inauguration came in and the Trump effect as predicted. It was not a sell the news event, as I've been saying on this channel for months, since I basically started talking about it. It was not a sell the news event. We had lots of good news coming out of the new administration. Lots of stuff, lots of stuff. There was executive order on digital asset stockpile, which we'll talk more about in this video, which potential assets could be meant here and what does that mean for them. There was the SEC resigned it. They took back the abolished basically the SAB 121 rules, which allows large companies to put crypto and digital assets on their balance sheet. And there is a working group. There's going to be a working group. There's just Eric Trump just now basically announced that there's going to be no capital gains taxes. Zero capital gains taxes for crypto, for US cryptos only though, for Americans, right? Which is absolutely huge. So far you only had Portugal and a couple of other places where there was no capital gains taxes on crypto. So all of this tells you that it's super bullish, it's super positive, but nonetheless, the markets haven't moved, haven't made the huge jumps upward that people were expecting. They were just expecting that you're going to get this flurry of action and we're going to 150 and 200, and it hasn't happened, right? It really hasn't happened. And this is not even everything. Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, last week in Davos, he just said that he's expecting 700K price target for Bitcoin.
But, it would be 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 per Bitcoin.
Insane. Right? Just imagine. But nonetheless, markets have not budged, haven't moved much, right? And some people are saying that when you have all of these positive signals coming and the market don't move, it's a top signal, right? Because usually only happens in tops. When you have a cycle top, that's one of the signs that you get positive news and news don't have much of an impact. Nothing happens, right? So is that the case? Is that the case? Or is it just that we're structurally in a different market? This is a market you have to take into account. This is a market where you have all these big players, ETFs and BlackRocks and whatnot, and they have their programmatic buys, right? They're buying. They're not like these fickle retail investors who are going to, with every piece of news, they're going to jump out of their seat and do something crazy, right? So is it possible that the market structure is simply different? Or what's happening here, right? Is this actually a top? There have been a lot of very credible, commentators and Willy Vu, one of them on X, he's been saying this, and even some crypto astrologers who've been saying, oh, this is the top. We've seen the top, right? Top is already in. Now it's just gonna go down. Now, we're gonna look at all of this in this video. I'm gonna tell you what I think about this. And I'm also going to tell you, I can already tell you that it's not what I think. I think that the bull run is still going ahead and there's still going to be massive upside coming. But now that being the case, where are you going to place your bets? Because one thing that happened this bull cycle, which you can't deny, is that it's not like we haven't had an alt season where just all the boats are rising, all the narratives are rising. It seems like you need to know which narrative to be invested in because not everything goes up at the same time like it used to do, in the previous bull cycles. So that being the case, in this video, we're going to look at some very promising narratives for the coming months and some time frames as well to see when it's possible that these narratives explode and that they can take off, right? All of this we're going to do in this video. So we're going to look at all of that, but obviously, I have to put the disclaimer here. None of this is investment advice. All of this is just my own interpretation of what the markets are going to do. It's my method that I use for my own, portfolio, for my own moves, And I'm sharing this with you out of for educational and entertainment purposes, and you need to still do your own research and all of that, right? Okay, so as I already said, I already kind of gave away. I don't think that I know that, right? So you can, I'm certain that this is not the end of the bull cycle, right? Absolutely not. And February will be ultra bullish. February will be really, really bullish. I showed you this in a previous video where we looked at the charts. I don't know if I should bring this up again, but we could, where the basically February has this super interesting it starts in January, end of January, with this new moon, right, which has all the asteroids in there, which I don't have here right now, but are really related to crypto, and has this super, and we, this with this trine here into, this is the new moon chart, right? So the moon should be in here a couple of days before that, like this, right? And what's happening here, you're setting up for February to have ultra innovative energy, super enthusiastic and exuberant energy for innovation, and specifically for crypto and AI, even more so than now. Just like, basically great news coming out and a lot of like high flying ideas coming out. Oh, crypto, great, crypto's going to, and this you're going to really see, price, it's going to move the price up, right? It's going to move. It's not going to stay where it is right now, right? We can have some more consolidation, but sooner or later, this has to like break to the upside, right? From where it's going now. Now, when that happens, which coins specifically, which narrative specifically, right, should we look at? Which narratives will be specifically of great interest? Well, obviously, there's going to be USA coins, right? USA coins, and we're going to talk about, watch this video till the end, because we're going to talk about the digital asset stockpile that the US government potentially is going to set up this year, right? And which will not just be Bitcoin potentially, right? But other coins as well. Watch this video till end, because we're going to watch, we're going to talk about those other coins, XRP, Solana, and so on, right? Okay, but apart from USA coins, so memes, USA related memes, right? I'm not going to tell you to get into Trump and Melania, right? But USA related memes, this was like a no-brainer. Everybody knew this, right? Everybody knew this. Everybody's been saying this, USA coins, USA coins. What else? AI, obviously, right? AI agents. AI agent is the season right now, right? Especially with the Aquarius energy in February. This is also a no-brainer. Everybody knows that already, right? But what's different? Is there anything different coming up? Anything that, and anything I'm telling you that, can I tell you anything that's not so obvious? Yes, I can, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing this, what I'm doing. So, but what is that? So when we go a little bit ahead, right? When we go a little bit ahead in the year, and in the next couple of months, we have this eclipse coming up. I don't think that people have been talking about this eclipse as some kind of horrible thing. It's not necessarily, and also even if it is, it takes time. An eclipse takes like 6 months, 6 to 12 months to show its effects. It's not immediate, right? It's not immediate. But then as we continue in March, we're kind of going into this very fishy period, right? Where we have a lot of, because, Neptune is still here in Pisces, and then you're going to have Venus run into it. North Node is there too. Sun is going towards it. It's going to be super dreamy, right? Super dreamy with some difficulties and some harshness in there as well. Sun goes through Saturn, but then it's going to be very dreamy, right? Very dreamy, and a lot of the gaming related assets or coins or projects should be seeing some boosts in this time, because we're talking about virtual fantasies, virtual realities, right? Which are boosted in here, and commercializing them through innovative projects. Then we move from Pisces into Aries, right? So March, and then in April, we're kind of still in that energy, and then Neptune also comes into Aries, right? So Neptune moves into Aries, and then it's about putting the dreamy energy into concrete, innovative, and pioneering projects and actions that can turn it into entrepreneurial ventures, right? Dreamy energy turns entrepreneurial, right? This is for April, the archetypal signature. So how am I reading this in terms of narratives, in terms of crypto? I'm reading this as a resurgence of gaming and NFTs. April, right? So for April, I'm seeing NFTs and gaming as some, as narratives that are going to come up a lot. People have asked me to look into Superverse and a couple of other projects like that. I didn't have the data to do that, like with the birth data and so on and so forth. But it's not a bad place to be, right? Gaming and NFTs. NFTs going to have a huge resurgence as well. Sometime, potentially around the time. I'm seeing it for that time, right? Could be obviously there's always a lot of it's not 100% precise with the timing, but that's a narrative that around that time is going to make a lot of sense with regards to the archetypal signatures. Okay, and then what then? Then we're going to continue, and I'm going to fast forward a little bit, and then we're going to continue, and we're going to run into this big constellation of the year, which is the Saturn-Neptune, right? Saturn-Neptune, and this comes in the summer. You know that I'm expecting some trouble for the economy, right? If you watch my previous videos, you're going to notice I'm expecting some trouble, not just for crypto, but for the economy as we're kind of advancing in the year, right? As we're advancing in the year. But just with regards to crypto, as this is perfecting, so basically after April, right? After April, I'm expecting this to coincide with a flush out or a demise, a decrease in the interest for memes, right? Because you're going to have Saturn, Neptune. Saturn, Neptune means, right? Saturn is the principle that makes things serious, and Neptune is the dreams and the imagination. It's like, okay, no, right? Saturn comes in, it's like, yeah, game over. Stop this silly stuff. Stop this silliness, right? No more silly meme coins. Literally, that's Saturn, Neptune, right? So sometime around the May, June, and so on, it's possible that we're at that time, I'm expecting for that time, a large correction for the markets. It's possible that correction is going to go, meme coins are going to go 90% down, right? These are scenarios that I'm seeing as consistent with the archetypal energies. These are not things that I have downloaded through divine kind of inspiration. Otherwise, I would be speaking differently about it, right? But these are things that they make sense with the archetypal signatures that I'm seeing, right? So meme coins, no, right? After sometime around April, May, and so on, but then what else? Is there going to be another resurgence for crypto? Is it going to, is it a how long does this cycle go? Obviously, nobody knows. Is this over? Is it just going to be Q1, Q2, and then it's over? Or is it going to be longer? Well, we know that astrologically, we have Uranus going into Gemini and then being on the first degree of Gemini, where it's on Alcyon, a major fixed star, which stands for fame, right? It stands for fame and success. And crypto is ruled by Uranus, and Uranus and Gemini is about revolutionizing communication methods and knowledge methods, specifically knowledge, right? Revolutionizing knowledge. So August, July, this signature is perfect for what? DeSCI, right? Decentralized science, because that's literally Uranus and Gemini, decentralized science, right? So putting this together, in my book, how I would play this market, and again, this is not investment advice, this is how I play this market, it would be to look into USA coins, right? USA coins in February, right? Specifically, and we're going to look at the digital stockpile, which USA coin specifically for most of the year, right? But sometime around February, March, April, if you are in memes, start to get out of memes and go into NFTs, or already earlier, maybe have some early small bags of do your research and understand what's the projects that have big potential in NFTs, right? And then a little bit later, same thing for DeSCI, right? For DeSCI, which is going to be later in the year. Right? Gaming and NFTs first, DeSCI after. This is the archetypal signatures. Now, that being said, this is how I'm going to play this game, right? This is how I'm going to play this market, this particular market this year, right? Now, that being said, with the digital stockpile that we talked about, it's so interesting because people were expecting a Bitcoin strategic reserve, right? People were expecting Bitcoin strategic reserve. Instead, what did we get? We got an announcement that they're going to look into, right? It's not promised, but they're going to look into a digital stockpile of assets, of digital assets, which presumably would be USA-centric coins, right? USA-centric coins. Now, which coins could be meant by that? Obviously, and you have other signs like this. Michael Saylor recently started talking about crypto, digital assets, not just about Bitcoin, right? And the ETFs and so on and so forth. So which coins could be meant by this? Number one, XRP. Okay, XRP, I've been saying XRP for months now. I made a video here. It was, I think, a month before XRP had that parabolic uptake last year, right? And I told you on this channel, I told you that XRP was going to be a huge winner in this cycle, right? You can go back in the videos and you can see that. I literally said here XRP is going to be huge in 25, and it's going to participate in changing, revolutionizing global payment systems, right? Now, XRP is a candidate, obviously, and they have a great team. The team is theirs, they have all the relationships and everything, and also with the government, with the Trump administration. When you look at their charts, and I looked at everything. I looked at Ripple Labs, right, and the Genesis chart and so on. But I also looked at Brad Garlinghouse chat, the CEO, right, the CEO of Ripple, to see what is he coming up. Because you got to know that it's really interesting and important to add to this as well. Donald Trump himself, when you look at his chart, at his transits, right, he has in this year around April, right, he has some important transit coming. He's getting here transiting Jupiter on his Uranus and trine his Jupiter. Okay, this constellation, I called this out last year already. This was about him embracing, just like I gotta embrace my microphone here. It's got embracing modern technology. Okay, and this constellation was responsible, or this was correlated with him last year dominating podcasts. Dominating the podcasts. Launching, his getting like Truth Social at that huge valuation that he got last year for it. This was hitting last year when he was doing this. It went out of aspect. It's coming back in aspect again in April. And in March and April, he's going to make some big moves, right? March and April, he's going to make some big moves around technology, around AI and crypto. So it's very well possible that in this time frame, from February to April, you're going to see him personally making some moves in this field. I mean, taking the initiative, making some calls and telling some people to, get this done, right? Get this done. I want to see something happen, right? And if that happens, then Ripple is going to be set up really well to capitalize on this, because exactly in the same time frame, you got here. So in the same time frame, going into March and then into April, you've got here Brad Garlinghouse. He's getting hit Jupiter on trine his sun on his moon. He's going to be a lot of popularity. He's going to be winning a lot in that time frame, right? Exactly that time frame. He's going to be winning a lot. And he's got also here his Pluto. Pluto is sextile, his Jupiter, expansion of power, a lot of winning, right? So this looks pretty good to me. I've seen the signs also in Ripple, and I told you, I'm not going to repeat what I did in my previous videos. I saw the signs in the Ripple Labs and in XRP chart as well for this coming year 25 being extremely positive. So I would not be surprised, and obviously, you can do what you want. You can go into this how you want, obviously, right? So I had actually, before this whole bull cycle started, I had my second largest allocation besides BTC. I had in Ripple, in XRP, right? And it's now the largest one because things are moving fast, right? But now you can play this how you want. Obviously, you need to see how you're going to respond to what I'm telling you here. You have to make your own decisions, your own research, and so on and so forth. But I will not be surprised to see XRP move a lot still this year, even beyond what people are expecting right now is possible, right? Even beyond what people are expecting is possible. Now, that being said, the next candidate is going to be Solana that I'm going to talk to you about. And Solana we're going to see a different picture, a different image here, right? Because with Solana, they have, like in the chart of Solana, both the Genesis chart it's really interesting. You find this like repeated again and again. Both the Solana Foundation and the Solana Genesis and the Solana Labs, right? This is the company, the private company. It has a lot of Pisces energy, right? A lot of Pisces, a lot of your sun with Neptune in Pisces, which makes a lot of sense that they're the meme coin kings, right? It's the foundation. It's like the platform that enabled all of the meme coins. Meme coins, perfect fit. Pisces, Neptune, Sun, right? And you see this signature again and again in Solana. And all of this is going to get a Saturn transit, a big Saturn transit in the coming months, right? Just at the same time, as I was saying that this year, over the coming months, the kind of meme coin frenzy is going to die down a little bit. And at the same time, Solana is going to get these Saturn transits as well, right? So they're coming up, it's already starting, but they're coming up much stronger in the coming time, right? When Saturn is here, you see it's kind of going here and saying like, okay, it was nice, but now you need to slow down and take things down a notch. So with regards to Solana, it's not looking as positive. I would not bet on Solana making that same massive moves this year as expected. Potentially, maybe if you're interested in playing an L1, that is an alternative. You should look into Hype or into Sui, two other kind of new projects that are kind of trying to take over from Solana. If you're very traditional, you can look into ETH, right? ETH hasn't had his massive run yet. And it's a whole nother story though. Look into ETH is another whole nother story. It requires its own analysis. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see, which projects particularly you like to see, on how you think about this and how you feel about this. I'm not going to go through the other candidates, HBAR and LTC, Litecoin, because I looked at them and I didn't see a lot of very special, outstanding things happening from what I could see in the foundations and the charts. So I don't think that it's the time for them, for HBAR and Litecoin, which are other America coins. All the America coins, all the US coins are going to ride that wave and do well, right? But are they going to be taken up into a real national stockpile, which is something like a reserve stockpile? That's another question. I'm not seeing signs for that in any of the other coins apart from XRP. Okay, so now that being said, I'm going to recap this. So the February in my book is bullish. After that, we're going to, and specifically for US and AI agents, right? And then after that, we might want to look at shifting narratives. The narratives that I see specifically strong for later this year is one, NFTs. In April, right around April, sometime around there, and then DeSCI later on. And then, okay, how do we play this? Is there going to be crashes in between? For sure, there's going to be crashes. Once the bull cycle gets really, really heated, the up and down goes faster. It's not these long sideways movements. It's going to go much faster, and it's possible to get shaken out. You can get scared and so on. So it's really important that we stick to the ball. We kind of focus on what we're doing, right? Keep our eyes on the ball and be focused and be smart. And we're going to do a lot more videos on this channel, and I'm happy to have you there. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this, what you want to see next. Be well and be blessed.